Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Crafters TV. My name is Ben Moseby, and happy Friday! Woo! Yes, it's Friday. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Oh, yeah. And also, happy St. Patrick's Day. Yay! Woo! Yeah. Woo! Yeah. Whoop! Whoop! And also, happy, is it International Quilting Day or International Quilting Weekend? Let's call it International Quilting Weekend! Yeah! Woo! Yeah. So to celebrate, we are doing all things soft craft over the course of not just today, but tomorrow as well. So if you're into your soft craft, stick with us over the course of the next 2 days. If you know somebody who is into their soft craft and potentially never watched us before, tell them, we know, don't tell us, we know all about it. Tell them to watch, because there's going to be so many great surprises, so many great shows coming up. And mixed into that, today we have the lovely Tiffany from Totally Tiffany joining us for an amazing show this evening from 6. Big sale show coming your way, 2-hour extravaganza from 1 o'clock Eastern. Of course, we have got the softer side of life from 2 o'clock this afternoon, 9 a.m. Eastern, with some amazing deals and some brand new goodies for you as well. And in this show, we're going to be featuring, of course, lots of items which you can pick up right throughout the day and more. And with it being soft craft, it is not just me on my own. Can you imagine? Can you imagine what that would be like? Thankfully, I am joined... All right, John, don't say anything. I'm joined by one of my absolute faves. It is the one and only, the wonderful Becky Sworn.
Wow, what a build-up. I'm quite impressed with that. Hello.
You're looking very bright and breezy today.
Yeah, I think so. Tried to make a bit of an effort.
Yeah,
yep.
and the hair?
And the hair, yeah. Big hair. Big hair, don't care.
Oh, is that the same?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say now.
Everyone seems to be getting their hair done at the minute, because Debbie's just had hers done.
Yeah.
Sarah.
I think you should have yours done. I think a bit of a mullet we need to have here. I think that would look quite... Yeah, I think so.
I have had my hair cut this morning, actually.
You did,
and coiffured.
Very nice. I did suggest that rather than do Movember, you do but we were saying, what we're going to call it, hair calendar or something, hair monthly. Hair monthly, and I said
monthly.
Then I said it sounded like a hairdressing magazine, didn't I? But you should grow your hair for charity. See how long you can grow it.
See if I grow it like yours.
Yeah. Give it a whirl.
All right, well, maybe I will do that.
And then you can cut it off and donate it, can't you?
Of course you can.
Yeah.
Or what I could do, because a few people wanted me to regrow that moustache. Moustache? Moustache. I could then trim some off and just stick it around, couldn't I?
You could do, yeah. Well, like one of those kind of twiddly moustaches.
Twiddly ones. Yeah, it would look very posh, wouldn't it? Anyway, it's lovely to have you here. I'm looking forward to today, because whenever we get together, you know, we have the most random conversations, like we've just done there. But random conversations aside, we have a brand new launch, don't we?
We do. We'd have these gorgeous little bags. So these are dyes that you've got here, and this beautiful velvet. So we've got this in a kind of turquoisey, kind of teal colour, and also in a bluebell. But this is absolutely beautiful. So this little wristlet.
Yeah, Charlotte's telling me that these are like bang on trend at the minute as well.
Yeah, you know, if you're in the club, you know, you're dancing around, you've got everything in your little bag. And, you know, I do like to work things out in size according to food. I reckon cantaloupe melon.
A melon bag?
You could fit a cantaloupe melon in there.
A cantaloupe melon?
To give you an idea of size, don't you reckon? Yes.
Yeah, potentially you could get a melon in there.
Yeah. Or 4 chocolate oranges.
Yeah, or... I don't know. I was just trying to think on the fruit scale as well. What smaller than that? Maybe 5 apples.
Oh yeah. Well, no, it's bigger than a grapefruit, definitely. Bigger than a grapefruit. But that's just one of them. The other one is this one here, which is the cube bag, which opens up like this, and then you've got fantastic lining in there. So you've got the dies to make this. We've also got a bit of, that's slightly stuck, that little zip. We've also got the hardware on here. So we've got these really gorgeous rainbow sort of little triangular pieces here, but we've also got some clasps up here as well to use in rainbow colours. This one's over in silver, but this is just a rainbow one that we have. So lots and lots of things that you could be doing with these. And I think it does look a little bit like it's a Muppet's mouth, doesn't it?
It does. Hello. Banana. Boop, boop, boo, doo, doo. Banana. Doo, 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 doo.
Yeah,
Anyway,
you could use it for that,
you
or
take
you
that
could use
away.
it as a bag.
You could.
One or the other. But these are the new launch we've got on today, as well as some beautiful items on the builder blocks as well. So I'll be showing you those later as well.
As always, do get in touch, say hello, ask those questions too. And if you're maybe a new viewer to us, say hello this morning. We've got Radical Rachel on the socials. Anne Fleming Myers is with us saying, good day to all from a very chilly and windy day in Texas. Hi to Alicia, and it says good morning and greetings from Arkansas. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Yes. A happy birthday to my husband as well.
Oh, go on,
Yeah.
do it.
Can't do it.
Oh, no, do it. Yeah,
Do it.
do it.
Happy birthday to him. You're not watching, but happy birthday. I'm sorry I'm not there. I feel really guilty about that.
Oh, do
Well, no, a bit guilty. Actually, not guilty at all. I'll see you on Tuesday.
You've obviously left them lots of nice presents and stuff, have you? Or?
No, but there is a surprise later on.
Ah, what's the surprise? That he's not got any presents.
But I'm not there.
Yeah, he's going to come home. Like, where is she?
No, my daughter's coming back from university to surprise him, and all his family are going to go over. But he doesn't like cake, so we bought him something else instead.
It's like cake.
He doesn't like cake.
What you
no.
bought him then? Like a flan or something instead?
Ice cream.
Ah.
Tutti frutti ice cream.
Oh, tutti frutti ice cream.
Yeah, it's very secret. That's what he wants, so that's what he's got.
Hopefully he isn't watching, because if he is, he's just bought the surprise. Suzette Suze is in from Prince Edward Island. Sarah Brown says, hello everybody. Ah, it's my birthday, Eve. Sending you all hugs from Melbourne, Australia. Happy birthday, Eve. So that means your birthday, that's confusing then. So are you Saturday or Sunday? Is your birthday Saturday or Sunday? Because birthday Eve. What time is it in Melbourne now? It must be...
Yeah, it must be... Is
it still today?
I think it is still today. It's tonight today, isn't it?
So we could be celebrating your birthday, Sarah, in
Later
Softer
on.
Side.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi to Mo Craft saying, morning all, loving the collections today. Broke my record for a single order, but needed multiple of the fabrics. Oh yeah, got brand new fabrics on the show.
And they are gorgeous.
Macawa.
Yes.
Is it Macawa or Macawa?
I'd say Macawa.
Macawa. Carla is in from Arkansas. Becky Joan is in from Illinois. Margaret's in saying happy St. Crafters Day. Happy St. Crafters Day.
St. Crafters Day.
St. Crafters Day. It's St. Patrick's Day. Why did I read it like that?
Is there a saint of craft?
Wow, that's a good question, isn't it? Is it Sarah Davies? Patron saint of craft.
Maybe, yeah.
I'll have to look that up. Vicky's in saying happy St. Patrick's Day. And Sweet Imp says, hi all around the globe. My favourite today, Becky.
Oh, thank you.
I love Softer Side. I've already ordered the new bag dyes and they're absolutely gorgeous velvet. Ooh, I'm excited. I've spent way too much. And hi also to Christine who says, looks like a Hershey Kiss bag.
Ah, yes. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Hershey Kiss?
Yeah, Hershey Kiss. Yeah. But it's quite handy when you're out. It's because you can keep holding your bag. And you can fit plenty in here. It's quite handy. It does look like a kiss.
Yeah.
Or a raindrop.
What?
Or a raindrop. Because this one's called the raindrop
Yes.
bag.
Does it like a raindrop? Yeah. What's that one called?
The cube.
The cube. Anyway, welcome to today's proceedings. Get shopping, hit the shop the day button and see everything we've got. But let's have a look at that brand new deal that we've got for you. By the way, with it being International Quilting Day too, must just tell you that there's loads of great soft craft deals right across the website, so do get shopping. But here is that brand new collection. Oh, nice price on this one, $55.97 platinum, or $68.64. So you're going to get all of your dies included in there to be able to make your little raindrop bag, and also the cube. Plus, as Becky was telling you about, you'll get all of the accessories to go with this too. And of course, your gorgeous fabric in these two fantastic colours. All of that is included. Should be £90.93 or £112.65. But the platinum price today, as you can see, £55.97 or $68.64. Sarah C just saying, I'm so looking forward to these 2 days. Lovely to see you both and looking forward to learning lots. I always feel like I learn quite a lot during these shows as well. And just to kind of reiterate, if you are a soft crafter, it's the next 2 days. So we've got your wake up call right now, Softer Side coming your way at 2. Then we've got Tiffany at 6 this evening. And then Becky and I are back tomorrow. Working on a Saturday. What's that all about? Play Your Crafts Right will be our first show together. I'm looking forward to that. Then tomorrow we've also got a craft along and a masterclass, all kind of soft craft themed. So if you love your sewing and your quilting, make sure you stick with us. Now, to celebrate International Quilting Day, we do have Lucky Dips. And these, again, great way for you to be able to just, spend a few pounds and dollars here and there. Maybe you are kind of filling up your baskets today and you're getting close in the US to that free shipping threshold. Then these are the kind of things that will get you over the line. You can dip up to 5 times in the International Quilting Day Lucky Dip bag without getting duplicates. So have a go, try your luck, see what you end up with. £2, $2, platinum price, $1.60 or $1.60. There's tools in there, there's fabrics in there, there's threads in there. We've got some of our third-party items in there too. So many different items that you could be getting your hands on, and you know how good our Lucky Dips have been in the past. So give this a go. 5 dips. You can have more than 5 if you want, but if you do dip 5 times, you could potentially end up getting duplicates. Right. I think we're all ready to rock and roll and get going and have a look at this new launch with Becky. Any questions that you've got over the course of the day today, feel free to fire those our way and let us know if you are... I think St. Patrick's Day is even bigger, isn't it, in the US than it is here? Don't you guys dye your rivers and stuff?
I think they do put dye in the river, don't they? And don't they have a big parade? In New York?
I only know that because there's that film in, is it 93 with Harrison Ford, The Fugitive?
Oh, yeah.
Is he in Illinois or Chicago? Oh, Chicago is in Illinois, isn't it? I think he's in Chicago.
Richard Kimball.
Yeah.
His character, yeah.
You find that man!
Richard, he's trying to kill me. Yeah.
yeah, it's a good movie, that, wasn't it?
I know, it's a really good film.
Movie, yeah.
Very vastly underrated. Yeah, but yes, you're right, they dye the river. Yeah.
Mm. Anyway, let us know what you're up to if you're celebrating, if you've dyed your river green. Get in touch. Right, let's have a look at the Multimedia Dyes brand new set. Talk us all around this, because I'm hoping once again, whenever we kind of launch new dyes, whether it be papercraft or soft craft, it does make making these things hopefully easier, and particularly for people maybe who just sort of dabble in soft craft.
Yeah. It does. And by having the dyes to make the bags, rather than, we've got a mixture of different things that we've had before. So we've had some templates where you're sort of drawing around those, but these are all dyes that you're going to be cutting with. So you do need a die cutting machine, but it does then mean that you can do some sort of more intricate kind of designs, and everything's going to match together. Now I've got a few samples here out of different fabrics to give you an idea of how they look. Now this one here that Ben was playing with earlier, this one is very rigid. This one's been, from feeling it, I think there's probably bosal inside, which is a kind of foam. So it makes a very rigid kind of bag, very structured bag. So you can do something like this, and this is a really good one to show you exactly the shape of the bag here. So by putting different things in them like wadding or batting, which is like your normal kind of sort of fluffy stuff like this. So this is the kind of thing you'd have in a quilt. You can use this in there to give it more structure. But if you want a really structured bag, like I say, this has got I think this got bosal in it, or some kind of foam. Equally, you could have something here, like this one, which has just been used with some denim. I put some fabric in here just to sort of puff it up, but it is feeling that feels like it's a bit of denim and a little bit of lining here and some interfacing in here. So it makes a less structured bag. So if I take all the lining out, or the padding out, you can see it's got less of a structure to it. So it depends on the kind of thing that you want. So this works quite well. There is a lot of space in this bag. These are, whilst they're almost a little bit like evening bags, they are quite, once you make them in that velvet, certainly they're more like that. There's a lot of space in them. And it just makes it nice and easy being able to use the dyes. And of course, they're great for batch making. If you wanted to make these and then sell them at a craft fair, for example, you'd be able to make these really quickly and easily, put them all together, cut everything in one go. So that's that one in the denim. Then we've got one here in a kind of thick cotton, and again, less of a structure to it, got a bit of, No, this has got a tiny. This hasn't got anything in it. It's just got the lining in it, maybe a little bit of interfacing, but certainly none of the wadding or batting in it. So it makes a less structured kind of bag. But that's the kind of thing that you're going to be making. So the one I'm going to do in Wake Up Call is the cube. The cube. Which is this.
You started that one.
I know, but does do you have that in the US? Show the cube with the sound. No, it says the cube.
Sorry, do you have
it in the US? Do you have the show in the US?
I don't know. I suppose let us know if you do.
Yeah.
It's well, if you have got it, you know what we're talking about. But contestants basically get locked in a cube and they have to do all of the different.
It's like doing these games, isn't it? It's quite good. It's quite good. We've tried to do it as a thing at Christmas. It doesn't quite work, but yeah, this does work. It's like one of those little things that you do with paper, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I don't know what they're called. Right, so
anyway.
what are you going to be getting? You're getting inside your booklet, inside your what's this called? Packaging. You're going to be getting your booklet and you'll also be getting your dies. Now, my dies have moved around quite considerably, but you can see here the different pieces you'll be getting. So this makes the actual main part of the bag. So the bag actually looks like this, has a square bottom and it comes out in a point like that. This makes the bag base down here, and then this makes the little straps as well. Now, if you want, those little straps that go around the edge here, you've got them like this. So you can see how they look. So these make the little straps here. Yeah. And then this is made just by cutting a whole strip of fabric out to create that. But you also, in the collection, you're going to be getting these really cool sort of finishing
They're rainbowy
pieces.
as well.
They are rainbowy.
They're super cute.
They are really, really sweet, these little ones. So these little triangles make that really pretty design around that outside. And you'll also be getting in that collection some lobster clasps and some D-rings as well. Now you can see here we've only got half of a die. That's because we're going to fold the fabric in half and then we're going to cut around, so that will make a whole piece. So I haven't got any more of the blue velvet that I've been using before, but I do have some of this turquoise velvet. So this is like the teal colour, which is absolutely beautiful. So we want to fold this over like this, and then we are going to use this piece here and fold like that. So that just goes over that fold line. Now I want to try and make sure that I'm not wasting any of my velvet. It's so soft, it's so beautiful. You've seen me use this before and I just fell in love with this velvet because it is an absolute beautiful item to use. Now what I would say is when you use it for this, you might want to make sure that you want to put some kind of interfacing or something on it because it's very, very soft. It tends to be a little bit easier if you've got a little bit more structure to it. It does, it's like baby hamsters.
It is like baby hamsters.
Yeah, it is like baby hamsters.
Yeah.
It's so soft. And in fact, I got quite a large piece of red velvet last year, and I was going to make myself a cloak from it, and I never got round to doing it, but I thought that would be lovely. A cloak, yeah.
Like,
cloak.
What for? Like for a magic show or something?
Well, no, when you've got your evening dress on, and you're going out, I mean, it's very difficult to decide what kind of coat you wear. So I wear a cloak. Does no one else wear a cloak when they go out?
No, I just think that's very... I hear the word cloak, I think of a magician.
Do you?
If I'm being honest, yeah. But that sounds very...
Not even an evening cloak with a a bit sort of Scottish widows kind of cloak.
Okay,
yeah?
I can see that now.
Yeah.
All I was thinking was cloak, top hat and cane.
No.
And for my next trick...
No, but like kind of Scottish widows, I always think that wearing a cloak is much easier to get it over your evening dress, especially if you've got a ball gown. It's a nightmare. I mean, I don't know if anyone else has the same problem with what to wear over your ball gown, but you know, I often wonder what on earth I'm going to wear.
I just think, does a cloak provide like adequate coverage though?
Oh yeah.
Not from rain.
Cloak. And of course, when you've had an argument with somebody, you can flounce much better with a cloak. It's much better.
Flounce.
Right, flounce. So what I've done here is I've just put on my fold here, that's where I've popped the edge of my die, and I've put a bit of low-tack tape on there, and I've done the same on this side here. I'm using my fabric plate, so I've got my clear plate, my first fabric plate, my fabric plate over the top, and then my other clear
10% of the launch has gone inside, I don't know why I'm doing that, inside 20 minutes. We are busy. I think people are loving the new designs. People are loving the fabric. People are absolutely loving the rainbow accessories that you're getting with this collection as well. And to be honest with you, it is a great price. Because these multimedia dies, as Becky's demonstrating, they just make the whole kind of process so much easier for you, Becky, don't they?
They do, absolutely. Now, just here, you can see at these very points where that fold was, I obviously didn't have the die quite over enough. It's quite difficult to do without me sort of leaning right the way over here, which you just don't want to see the back of my head. So I'm just going to trim those pieces off. So now you've got that first section, and you need 4 of these to create the outside of the bag. Now, I would say it's a false economy to try and cut 2 pieces of this velvet in one go, because they do slip a little bit. I would say it's better off just doing them individually. It will cut through multiple layers of this velvet, but I just think actually it's a false economy in case it slips. You don't want to waste any of this lovely stuff. So you want to cut 4 of these, and then you also want to cut 4 bases as well, out of the square in exactly the same way. That's for the outside. Then you want to do exactly the same with your lining fabric. So you cut 4 of these out and 4 of these pieces as well. Then we want to do, you want to use these as well to create those little those little strips around the edge. Now I've already pre-cut these, and I've cut them out of some of the blue coloured fabrics to show you what they look like. Now, it doesn't say this in here, but this is my top tip when you're making it. So when you go through your little booklet, and your booklet is giving you step-by-step instructions, it tells you how many of everything you need to cut out. So it does make it nice and easy for you to understand where you are. I would do all your cutting first of all, and then I would sort of start stitching things together afterwards. When you create your straps to go around the edge here, I have folded in half, and then I folded in half again and then stitched around the side to create these little straps down here, and that creates those little straps down there.
So I just need to just a quick outfit change for us both there. There we go. Thanks, Grace.
Thank you.
Oh, that really suits you, the bow.
A bit like Minnie Mouse.
A little bit. That's really cute. Wish I had one.
Oh dear.
Happy St Patrick's Day.
Yeah, happy St Patrick's Day. And it's also Comic Road Nose Day today as well, isn't it?
It is Red Nose Day today. Grace, you got any red noses we can have as well? It's Red Nose Day. She said no, she hadn't. No, she hasn't. I won't say what she said. We haven't got red noses, but we've got.
We got red.
I've got an outfit change for later with like the little whoop whoop.
That's like a going out one with the bit of
That's later on. I'll wear that for Tiffany later.
That's your evening.
Yeah, evening attire.
Yeah, I totally agree with you.
Yeah. Anyway,
back to these. So we want to make these little straps that go around the edge. So you can see you've got these here. So what I've done is I folded them over. In the instructions, it tells you to fold them over, and then I've done a couple of stitches on them just to hold them together. Now, if you're using a different kind of fabric, you would just be able to get away with giving them an iron. But it's quite difficult with this fabric for it to iron flat and hold its shape because it's so soft. So all I've done is done a bit of stitching here, and then we're going to take our D-ring. Let's have a look where that's gone. Got D-ring with triangular ring. So these are the triangular rings that we've got here, and you can see they are a beautiful rainbow kind of sheen to them. And these are going to be what holds the bag together with the strap. So what I've done here is I've created these 2 little straps here, and they're going to go over like this.
Okay.
Like that there. And then this one over here. And then I've created a mini strap to go on my bag just to show you how it all goes together. So this isn't the actual strap I would use, and that one is going to go over here. So what we want to do is we want to just put these in place so they are stitched together and nice and secure on here. And then we would take our side, and obviously you can see I'm using different fabrics on this. It's actually easier because you can properly see what I'm doing, and we would stitch those together. Oh, one way round. That goes like that. That's the top of the bag. Get it right, Becky. That goes like that. And then you've got these little pieces down here.
Yeah. Which
then stitch down here, and we're just going to secure those in place. So we would stitch them on along here, and we would also stitch them down here as well to put them in place. So I'm going to get going with that. So we've got that in that section.
Okay. We've got lots of comments and questions flying through.
Yeah.
On the subject of dyeing rivers green, Anne Fleming Myers, Chicago dyes the river green and has a very big parade for St. Patrick's Day. New York City also has a very big parade.
Oh, I'm sure I'd remember seeing that on Friends.
Oh, yeah, I think you're right.
Or am I getting confused with the Thanksgiving parade? I don't know.
I think
would know, wouldn't
I
he?
just remember it, as I say, from The Fugitive.
Good film.
I might have to watch that tonight.
Yeah.
Have you seen that, Johnny? It's a great
That's
movie.
a great film.
93,
93, wow,
Yeah.
that is a long time ago.
The follow-up wasn't so good. US Marshals wasn't as good. No, I think. Oh, did they have a spin-off series? Because the original film was based on a series from the 60s, wasn't it? That was what that was. Michelle Parsons says, we have big parades and we eat corned beef, cabbage and potatoes.
Oh.
And also everyone wears green here in the US. Well, we're doing our bit now, look, aren't we, for St. Patrick's Day. Rosalind, oh, Johnny's got green on. You haven't got green on, you've got... Oh, he's got a green New York sign on his body, apparently. What, painted onto you?
He's got a green New York sign on his...
It's on his hoodie. Rosalind says, the bags are so adorable. Lots of love for these. Mariah just saying, I'm thinking of using these to make gift bags for my brilal party.
Oh, that's a great idea.
And she's saying I could then embroider their names onto the bags as well.
Oh, that sounds like a great idea. I like that a lot.
Yeah. And Lillian Kwok says, would these bags be big enough for 2 family bags of Maltesers?
Yes. Yep, they would.
Lillian, love to know what you think.
Now, what I would suggest is, if you are going to use these for transporting of said confectionery, you might want to make sure that the confectionery is not overly filled with air. You know, sometimes there's too much air in them. You might just need to open one of those packets up.
Right.
Just to let the air out.
Let it out.
But yeah, I would say they're ideal for your family bag of Maltesers.
Yeah. Because it is the lighter way to enjoy chocolate.
It is. But I think I'm glad that other people are adopting this formula for.
Well, you went on the fruit formula, didn't you? And
well, I did this morning, yeah. But I think I should stick with what you know, Becky. Just go with the chocolate.
Yeah. Well, whichever you want. It's either the chocolate or the fruit measurement system.
Exactly. Yeah.
Also a question. Who was the question from? Michelle just saying, could you change the sizes of these bags? So have you got the ability to kind of like elongate them, or would that just be very complicated?
No, because you're using the dyes. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to do that, unfortunately, with these. I suppose if you really wanted to make them longer, you could look at the dye. And then you could draw around it, cut it in card, and then cut something that's a bit longer. But yeah, it wouldn't really...
Be a bit faffy.
Yeah, it would be.
And the whole point of having the dyes is it isn't faffy.
To minimise that kind of fiddling around. I'm just making sure I'm getting this in the right place. So I've just done a couple of basting stitches here. Now, in the instructions, they suggest about stitching down here to keep everything secure, like this one's being done here. I'm not going to do that today, just because we're going to save a little bit of time, but we're just going to secure them on either side down here, so you can see what that looks like.
On the subject of cloaks, our Rachel's got a full-length black velvet cloak lined in purple with a hood that her mother made for her wedding, and it's beautiful.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
Rachel.
In fact, as I was driving up here today, I was thinking, I need a white cloak, I reckon, or a black cloak lined with white.
That's very Scottish Widows, isn't it?
It is. In fact, I've always wanted to be Amanda Lamb, who's the lady that used to do Scottish Widows.
Is that who it was?
Yeah. Did you not know?
The only reason I know that name, Amanda Lamb, do you remember Harry Hill's TV Burp?
Yes.
And he used to sing about Amanda Lamb, didn't he?
Yes, he did, yeah.
Yeah, that's the only reason I know her.
Oh. She does I think she does some she does some other programs.
She does like a property show or something, I think, doesn't she?
Yeah. So you can see here, we're just going to give that an iron, and that will form that first panel on the side. So you want to do this on 2 sides. We've got 2 panels like that with these sections in them, like so. And then you do your other 2 panels on the side, and then your bottom. So I've done one. Where are you? There they are. Looking for my bag that I've done so far. So this is what I've been doing here. So if I open this one up. This is the one that I've already started doing. So you can see that that is that panel here. It actually seems much better to see when you've got two different colour fabrics. But you can see this is the panel here, and we attach all these others and we'll pop a zip in. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it with the lining fabric, because you can see a little bit clearer on here how you would do this. The only difference with this is I'm not going to insert the zip in this bit. You insert the zip into the velvet part of the bag. When you make the lining in exactly the same way. You leave the same gaps, but you actually, when you come to put it all together, you hand stitch the lining into the zip. You don't do it like the way we would do with a bag, where you're stitching, you're sort of sandwiching the zip in the middle of the bag.
Yeah.
You're not doing that with this one here. So I'm going to do what I would do for the individual pieces. So exactly the same for the lining and as for the outside. So this is your lining fabric. So again, two pieces, right sides together, and then we want to stitch down. I'm just going to look for my pen and make a couple of marks on my bag so you can see where it is. So we want to make I want to stitch along this line here, and we want to sew 3.5 inches from the point here down to here. So if I get my tape measure and I mark 3.5 inches, so that'd be around to here. So I just want to stitch from the point down to here, and I'm going to do the same with the other two panels, and then I want to make a marking down here as well. So I want to make a marking just looking for things. I want it 1/4 inch from the bottom, and I want it 3 inches 75, 3 3/4. So I want it 1/4 inch from the bottom. So 1/4 inch would be there, and then 375, which is up here. So I want to stitch between those 2 points here and those 2 points here, and then the zip would come in this section down here. So that's what I'm going to go and do now.
Michelle, I'm loving all the ideas. You know what? You can tell we're onto a winner with products when you guys are already throwing ideas forward of what you're going to be using these for. And Michelle, I think yours is as good as any. I love the idea of stuffing the bags with Maltesers, but Michelle says, Ben, you could, if you stuff the bag enough, it could make a great travel pillow. I would use the clip to hang it on my luggage to carry around.
That's a great idea.
That is a great idea. So stuff it enough, but just enough to put your Maltesers in there as well. So you could take those out, and then you've got those to snack on whilst you're heading off to sleep. On the subject of Red Nose Day, not having red noses, Sandra said you could always get the red aqua pen and colour your noses.
We could. And I noticed there's some glitter paste over there. I'd like a glittery nose. Maybe I could do that later.
Is there a red one?
There is a red one.
Oh, okay. Maybe we will later.
Well, like a pinky, or we have peony blossom or rose gold. Make a decision.
Peony blossom's more ready, isn't it? I think so. Maybe we'll go with that. And Sweet Imp says, I'm going to attempt a bum bag with a waist strap with the cube bag.
Oh, that's a nice idea.
I'm sure they're called something else. I don't know, but I like the idea of that. Oh, so you could just like wear it so it would be like a dangling a dangling bum bag, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like a bit like a bag that you have treats with your dog when you go to. But
dog walking bag. That's a great shout.
That's a lot of treats for a bag that you've got to have a couple of Great Danes. Ones. Yes, you could do. Yeah, you need a couple of Great Danes though, or an apple for you.
Yeah.
Apple for the dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An apple for the dog.
Yeah. My dog loves an apple.
Really?
Yeah, but you mustn't let them eat the seeds because the seeds have got arsenic in them.
What, have they?
Yeah.
I've eaten the seeds before.
Did you not know that?
No.
The seeds of apples have got arsenic in them.
I've eaten the seeds.
Pardon?
I've eaten seeds of an apple before.
Well, we're not going to do you much harm, but
dogs.
you shouldn't let dogs, especially small dogs, have loads of apple cores.
Do you know what I offered my little Molly pup yesterday? So what it was 2 things I found out that she won't eat. One yesterday, so I'm on this silly diet, so I was eating some celery.
Yeah.
And I put some celery towards it, and she was backing away from it. It's hilarious.
What, like cats with cucumbers?
Huh?
Like cats
with cucumbers, yeah. But the other thing she won't eat, hilariously, prawns.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, really weird. She spits them out. Whereas Mac, he's just like, oh yeah, feed me more of those.
See, my dog doesn't like oranges.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But I think most dogs are not big fans of citrus fruits, are they?
No, he loves apples, but yeah, he doesn't like oranges.
You have to like cut them up and.
No, he'll if you're eating an apple, he just sits there and cries. Oh, don't forget about me.
Well, so do you like, take a bite, then give him a bite? And
I
then...
mean, I can't eat. I'm allergic to apples, so I don't eat them, so he doesn't come anywhere near me. But if anyone else is eating an apple, yeah, he just sits there and cries. No, he waits for the core. That's what he wants. So you have to pick out the seeds and then give him the core. That's what he likes.
Oh, give him what he wants. Very healthy as well.
Absolutely.
Just don't give him the pips because they're full of arsenic.
For him. Right, so I've stitched down here and I've also stitched along here. Now I've folded this piece out because I want to use that. This is going to be where my lining for my zip goes.
Yeah.
So I've done that. But I want to do the same thing with the other side. So basically this, when it opens up, that's going to be where your zip is. Is that right? I'm just making sure I've got this round the right way. Oh, I've stitched this too early. Hold on a minute. Let me undo this bit.
Okay.
I've stitched this line too early. I've put the lines in, but give me a few minutes for me to get this together.
I'll read a few comments out just whilst we are waiting. Laura Simmons said, I thought when you're talking about Maltesers, we're talking about Maltese dogs, and thought those bags aren't big enough for dogs. No, to be fair, the cube you probably get a little chihuahua in, wouldn't you, carry around? My daughter got married in January 2006 and she had a white cloak edged with swan's down, says Lynn Blackledge. A hashtag go live granny. That is posh, isn't it? Very nice. Rosalind Russell says, I guess I'll be finally able to use the e-gift card that my daughter gave me for Christmas. If you've not heard of those yet, by the way, they are on the website. You can get yourself gift cards. Maybe you're looking for something to get for mum for Valentine's. Then you can obviously... Valentine's? Mother's Day. Valentine's.
Oh.
Wow. Mum for Mother's Day. Then you can get them a gift card. Might be easier to do it for... well, no, having said that, they're e-gift cards, aren't they? So there's still plenty of time that you could do it before Sunday. And you've got until May, of course, in the US. And Rosalind says, I don't normally get the lucky dips, but since it's a soft bag, I will grab a few.
Excellent.
Good news. You can get 5 without getting repeats, and there's some great items in there as well. How are you getting on over there?
Yeah, okay, I've worked out what I've done wrong. So I stitched that bit together first of all, which is not what I wanted to do. I've done 2 pieces here, so stitching those lines up here and those pieces there. And then what we want to do is we want to put them together. So they are... Be sure I've got them around the right way.
Michelle's got a question about the measurement, by the way. Can I ask?
About the what?
About the measurement that you did on the fabric.
Yes.
Did you measure the 3.75 from the bottom edge of the fabric or from the quarter marking you made?
For the bottom.
Bottom.
Yeah, from the bottom. So we've got these 2 pieces like this. What we want to do is we want to stitch down here to sew them all together. So we're going to create this kind of almost like a cone. And we want to keep this bit open because that's where the zip's going to be. So we're going to put this here, like so. Mariah says she'll have to rewatch this later. Her shopping fingers have been busy. Over 10% of the stock of this has gone, by the way, already. And Terry Anderson says, we used carrots to train Bailey the dog, Bailey the lab. Bailey the lab or Bailey the golden retriever? Bailey. Let me know, dog. The trainer said, if she'll work for it, use it. Her kryptonite is popcorn, apparently. Oh, really? That's quite interesting. Popcorn. Sweet and salty? Or,
Mixed.
Or butterkissed. Butterkissed
toffee
popcorn.
Oh, no, not butterkissed.
Oh, I like a bit of toffee popcorn, me.
I like a bit of both.
Well, when you go to the cinema, do you say half and half?
I sneak a bag in.
Oh. Well, you can't. It's not sneaking, is it? Because most places don't care, that you bring stuff in. No word of a lie.
When Craig and I went to the cinema to watch the new Halloween movie, he bought the tickets, and I thought, on to a winner here. And I said, I'll buy the treats. I ended up, I think, spending £17 more than he did.
Wow.
On the it was outrageous, the amount of money for like a drink and some popcorn each. It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous.
But then I still think it's, that's part of the whole thing of going to the cinema. It's having the...
What, getting ripped off?
Yeah, well, no, but I mean, you enjoy... I think the pick-and-mix sweets taste better from the pick-and-mix there rather than... Look, my mum always says, oh, no, we go to Wilco and go and get pick-and-mix. It's not the same.
Know what you mean.
It's not the same.
It's kind of true. Yeah, but popcorn does sort of taste a bit better. It's the whole experience, isn't it?
It is.
I see people down the cinema with like nachos and foot-long hot dogs and everything. It's just crazy what people take into
I take a bottle of champagne in.
Of course you do. Of course you do.
And some
Caviar.
No, don't be silly.
Do you hide it under your cloak?
You make me sound like
Just imagine you sneaking in.
what was it? The Phantom?
Phantom of the Opera?
No, the Phantom.
Oh, the Phantom Pie Finger? Or the Phantom Raspberry Blower, wasn't it? On Tiz was.
That's exactly who I Phantom. Oh dear. Oh, that's hilarious. Right, so we've put those there. We're going to sew this one together as well. So we're doing the same measurement. We're doing that from the bottom. We're doing 1/4 of an inch. Oops. Down here, which is the one way round. Do you know, I've got the longest tape measure in the world here. Probably not in the world. I won't win. I won't have a Guinness Book of Records.
No.
But, not like Ben does.
Not like me, yeah.
7, 5. I was going to tell you my story about Red Nose Day.
Oh, yes. Just for our US viewers, Comic Relief Red Nose Day, it's like an annual event that we have here in the UK, run by, it's BBC run, isn't it? Where basically lots of money raised for, it's mainly children's charities, and it started off where they do loads of different things now, and loads of the celebrities do lots of different challenges and all that kind of stuff. But Sarah's actually down at the BBC today, actually helping do Getting. Is he called Getting Jones? Yeah, he's just done like a 24-hour dance-a-thon, so Sarah was helping out with that. But it started off with where you could go to your local newsagent or shop, whatever, and pay £1 and you get a red nose, and that's how it all started. And each year, the red nose changed, didn't it? It had like a slightly different design on it. So that's what Red Nose Day is for our US viewers, if you didn't know. Sorry, what was your story?
So my story was, I've got a couple of stories. So the very first year they did Red Nose Day, you couldn't buy red noses anywhere. Because it was so popular, no one was expecting. So the official red noses had all gone.
Yeah.
So you could, in your local corner shop, they were selling off-brand red noses.
Oh, right.
So you can have a red nose. But my teacher at school, at lunch, she had to sit on tables with a teacher because we couldn't be trusted. But they, we had language tables, so you could talk however you wanted. So you could have a little chat about neighbours or whatever, but it had to be in whatever language the table was you were sitting on.
Wow.
So one of the teachers were on our table. She had got she couldn't get red nose, so she'd got a ping pong ball and she cut a little hole out of it, or little slits, and she'd covered it in nail varnish, and then she fainted because of the fumes.
That is hilarious.
So that was quite good. And then a few years later, Hale and Pace, who were comedians, they did a thing called the Stomp.
The Stonk. No, it's the Stonk.
The Stonk, that's it, the Stonk.
Yeah.
And we were told we weren't allowed to do anything to do with Comic Relief. Our headmistress had said it was forbidden, we're not allowed to do anything. And I thought, it doesn't sound quite right. And I didn't like that idea. So I decided that the best thing to do was to get the whole school outside her office at lunchtime and do the Stonk in front of her office, which we did, not knowing that she had the Board of Governors in there for lunch. And she came out, and she'd already said anyone that's doing anything to do with Comic Relief will be suspended pending expulsion. There's 200 or 300 girls shouting the song very loudly. And then the door opens and the headmistress comes out, and all the big wigs from the school come out, and she was furious. She was really, really angry. And then one of the bursars sort of said, what's going on? And I sort of said, well, we weren't allowed to do anything to do with Comic Relief, and we felt that we should. And he said, no, you're quite right. And I avoided being expelled.
Because the bursar said he thought it was good?
He thought it was a good idea. We should be doing it. So I was quite... they all wanted to join in. They all wanted to wear a red nose as well. Very narrowly missed being expelled from school for that. But I felt it was a good reason to.
Yeah, it was a good reason. Doing it for charity, mate.
Yeah, doing it for charity.
You need to, our US viewers, check out the Stonk. Hale and Pace with the comedy duo. I'm trying to remember.
Stick a red nose on your conch and let's stonk. And there was a particular dance
Do
to
the
it.
stonky. Yeah.
There was a particular dance to it. So what I've done here while we've been chatting away is I've taken the pieces that I've stitched together to make the lining of the bag, and I've taken the piece that we've cut out for the base, and I'm just pinning that along, and we're going to stitch that all around. Now we don't need to leave a gap, because what we're going to do is we're going to pop it actually inside. Or do we need to lose a gap? Hold on, now I'm doubting myself. Now I said, oh no, you don't need to leave a gap. Now I'm thinking, maybe you do. Yeah, you don't. You can't do that all the way around, because what we're doing is it's already got a gap in it where we've got the zip here. So where this is where the zip will be attached to the lining of the zip. Will be attached to the actual zip inside. So we can just stitch all the way around here. So slightly different, that you don't have to sort of give birth to the bag, as it were, when we're turning everything inside out like we often do. So we're going to stitch around the outside here now. Around the outside.
Around the outside.
Boop, 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 boop.
Michelle Parsons says, you could fabricate the fabric and make this bag for walking your dog.
Yeah.
Fill it with waste bags and dog treats.
That's a really good idea.
And Michelle McCarthy says, Becky! Says here, your hair is sha-may-zing.
Oh, thank you. I haven't seen Michelle for ages. I thought I was going to see Michelle last night, actually. But she wasn't in today.
Where's Becky gone?
Yeah.
Becky, you see your hair?
We see my hair?
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Like you just stepped out of the salon. Salon selectives. I've had my hair done today as well, Michelle.
Can you do the whole flick thing?
Yeah. What, me?
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah. You could. I'd whistle if I could.
What?
I'd whistle if I could. But I
Can
can't.
you not whistle?
I can. No.
My Daisy can't whistle, and I can't. How do you teach someone who can't whistle how to whistle?
I also can't. With my arms. No, I can't do that either.
Oh, roll your R's.
I can't do that. I used to be able to, but I can't anymore. I think I've got too many teeth.
You've got too many teeth?
I think it's too many teeth. I've got a big mouth. Lots of teeth.
I'm saying nothing. My Daisy, who can't whistle, does this instead of she goes. Yeah, you don't make a noise with your. You have to. It's very, very difficult to teach someone to whistle.
No, it's a very.
Do it again.
I can't whistle on demand.
Whistle, come on.
I'll have to try it a bit later. I think I need a cup of tea. That'll help me whistle.
Whistling through your teeth as well, you can.
Yeah, I can't do that. I can't do the whole finger in your mouth whistle either. Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry for everyone who's got dogs. Terry, you're watching with Bailey. Bailey is a golden, by the way. Probably Bailey's running around now. Did I hear there's a quilt along tomorrow? Says Mariah.
There is. There's it's patchwork, and we're making a cushion cover. But we're going to be using our builder blocks, and we're also going to be doing some applique dyes as well. So we're doing a mixture of different things.
We've got a guest on as well, haven't we?
We have. Yeah, very exciting about that. You know, looking forward to that. So you can see here, now I've created that. So this is exactly the same as my bag. If I turn it round the right way, you'll see, you can see this is what it's going to look like. So I'll just poke out the little ends, but this is our lining of our bag here. And we've got this big opening here, and this is the opening that we're going to stitch, because this is basically where that little zip is going to be. So I'll turn it round the right way. Or the wrong way, as it were. Just noticed, I just need to give that a little bit, just miss that little area here. I'm just going to give that a quick stitch here.
Whilst you're stitching, Sandra says, a while back, hubby and I went to the cinema, and a family of 3 got out sandwiches in a thermos flask and proceeded to have a picnic.
Oh, that's quite, you know, that's a bit much, really. I think, you know, sweets and chocolate and things like that. I almost don't.
Champagne.
And champagne, yeah, obs. Or maybe a cocktail. Yeah, but obviously I don't take my cocktail shaker with me, because that would just be rude.
Tom Cruise under the cloak. Come on, Tom, out you come.
Or a travel panini maker.
Travel panini maker?
Yeah.
What are you like?
Have you not got a travel panini maker?
No.
You never know when you might need a panini and you're out somewhere.
On the go.
Exactly. Oh dear.
Fancy a panini on the go?
Exactly.
Then get your travel panini maker.
From J&L. But there was someone I knew that used to work for there. Maybe I should suggest it. Maybe you can get one that you can just plug into your car. You know, like
Into the cigarette lighter?
Yeah, cigarette lighter, yeah.
Wow, there you could be onto something.
Exactly. So here we've got the lining. We're going to pop that lining directly into the bag like this, like so. What is your I was going to say your fragrance of choice. I meant your filling of choice in your panini. What would you go for?
So what? I've not had a great deal of paninis in my life.
Oh, Ben.
But I'm quite simple. Like if you have like a toasty, for example.
Yeah.
I'm a very simple creature, as my wife will tell you. So straight down the line, cheese and ham.
Yeah, me too.
You can't beat it, really, can you?
But what kind of cheese and what kind of ham? Obviously Serrano ham and, you know,
well,
a bit of camembert and fig.
If I could have camembert, I'd have camembert.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe a bit of bit of Serrano ham in there.
Yeah.
But it's normally like there's cheddar cheese, isn't it? In there?
But there is cheddar cheese, yeah.
I know there is
whether
cheddar
that's what
cheese,
you
but
have.
normally, like if you were to get like a toasty or a panini for a shop, they wouldn't put camembert in it, would they? It'd be bog standard cheddar.
Oh yeah, mozzarella would be nice.
Oh, mozzarella and pesto and sun-dried tomatoes, says Charlotte. That sounds very posh. That's what they have in Morpeth.
That sounds pretty good. I like that idea. They got a panini maker at not a person that makes paninis, but like a panini machine at my husband's work.
Right.
And everyone.
What, like a
everyone put on about a stone in a month because that's all anyone was eating.
What? So you could like go along and put some money in it and make you a panini?
No, but you know they bought like a panini press kind of thing to have in the kitchen.
And you make it yourself.
So you can make it yourself. But yeah, they put too much on.
Johnny's loving the idea of a vending machine panini maker.
Oh, the vending machine chip thing they used to have. You would get hot chips. Have you never seen those? You get like a vending machine, and it fries your chips for you.
Are you
So
serious?
they come out hot. Yeah. No, not seen those.
No.
Yeah, that's really quite impressive. So what I'm doing here while we're chatting, I'm just folding this over because I want to hand stitch this. So I won't get a chance to start, well, I'll get a chance to start it, but I won't get a chance to finish it. And we just hand stitch all the way around the outside, but you finish that bag. So just folding that round. Yeah, you get a chip vending machine. We should have one here because the vending machine here is pretty poor.
It's terrible. The bad news about the vending machine for me, so I'm currently on this diet. I'm trying to lose some money. This money. I'm trying to lose some weight. What's wrong with me today? Trying to lose some weight ahead of this run I'm doing at the end of April, and we've been going on for ages, haven't we, about the vending machine?
Yeah.
Because we all like the Haribo.
Yeah.
And the guy puts the food into the vending machine. He doesn't have it like by one row is like Haribo and the next row is Mars Bars. He just like seems to do it sort of
random, isn't it?
Higgledy-piggledy. So we've had for about 3 or 4 weeks. The Haribo line has had 4 packets of Jelly Babies in front of them.
I know, I did take one for the team. I did have a packet of Jelly Babies just last week.
So Johnny and I have been waiting, because we're not Jelly Baby fans, we want the Haribo. We've been waiting and waiting and waiting for 4 people, you being one, to like buy the Jelly Baby so we can get to the Haribo.
Yeah.
The day I come back to work and I start on my diet, what happens? All the Haribo's there, isn't it? And now I can't.
Oh no.
Now I can't eat it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll buy some Haribos for later on or tomorrow, and I'll eat them in front of you.
Don't you dare! I will throw one of my eggs at you if you do that.
Will you?
Yes.
One of your eggs?
Yeah, I'm eating a lot of eggs at the minute. If the green room stinks, that's my fault.
What, chocolate eggs?
No, eggs.
Oh.
Boiled eggs.
Oh. I didn't like to say anything when I did smell that smell, but now I know.
My bag wasn't in there this morning.
I don't know. I think it was the fact it's like a sauna in the green room.
Yeah,
it's
someone
like
keeps turning the radiator
like a greenhouse. Yeah, it's baking. I had to open the doors, and I know it says no, you shouldn't open the doors, but it is absolutely baking in there.
Yeah.
Right, so I've pinned all the way around here. So what I want to do is I want to just stitch it. Now I'm going to try and stitch it quickly while Ben is chatting. but it might not be totally finished. But you can see how that comes together. Now, if you're going to be using, you wanted more structure on the bag, as I said before, use some wadding and some bosal, some kind of foam, or you might just want to put some interfacing against that lining, in which case I would give it a spray with some of our adhesive spray and just secure it all together. But all we do now is we just hand stitch around here, which I'm going to do very quickly. I'm going to do quite a quick whip stitch just to finish it off down here.
Becky is such a foodie, says Mariah. You've got to love her. What kind of cheese? Details, man.
Yeah.
That's what Mariah says.
I mean, look, my mum used to buy mild cheddar. Why?
Yeah,
Why would anyone buy
point.
mild cheddar? And then she said, well, I don't like strong cheese. And I said, well, look, try this. I like Canadian cheddar.
Oh, yeah.
Which is really strong. And she's just, it's changed her world, because you use less, but you still get a really
got to have a tasty cheese. The only cheese which I don't think is particularly tasty, it's more the texture of it is, I love halloumi, but I love the texture of it, like the squeak of it. I absolutely adore, like grilled halloumi.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, give it to me.
With a bit of sweet chilli sauce.
Oh, yes, with a bit of sweet chilli sauce. Get in my belly.
Yeah, I completely agree with you on that.
That is yummy. Terry just says, my car has an outlet in the back. I could take the whole distracted driving to another level and make panini whilst driving.
And then if you get pulled over, you just sort of say to the policeman, oh,
hey.
I'm terribly sorry. But and they're like, what's that smell in your car? And you're like, could it be grilled cheese? I've got a little panini here with your name on it.
And I went to a food tasting at our wedding, says Mariah, our wedding venue, and they had this machine that made you fresh mini donuts on the spot.
Oh.
I want it for my house.
That's whenever we used to go to Brighton, my dad used to go and get us hot donuts from the Brighton Pier.
The mini ones seem to taste better than the big ones.
I think mini anything tastes better.
That's true, actually.
Like
mini eggs.
Mini eggs. When they first brought out celebrations, I mean, they were just amazing, weren't they?
Oh yeah, that's so true.
Yeah.
Like mini versions of your favourite chocolate bars. That is very true.
Yeah.
Michelle saying, Michelle McCarthy, Harry Bow are very low in fat, Ben. I see what you're doing, Michelle. I see what you're doing. And Samantha Long says, I love that pink needle case.
Oh, this one, this is quite handy because I have needles everywhere, and this is quite a handy travel needle case that I've got here.
So you've got your travel needle case, just need the travel panini maker now.
I do,
and you're sorted.
Have one in my car. My car's enough of a pigsty as it is. I think if I had a kitchen in the back, it would be an absolute nightmare. But I think that's quite. If you were travelling, if you're going on like a long trip, well, I go on a long trip, don't I? It's going to take me 4.5 hours to get home at the end of the weekend. So maybe I should. Maybe it can be an optional extra when you buy your car. Sometimes they have those hose pipes in the back, don't they? Have you not seen those?
No.
So some cars, you can get like a hose pipe in the back. So you have like a little reservoir of water. So you can hose off your dogs before they get in the car. Or if you go surfing or something like that and you need to sort of hose yourself down before you get in the car and get changed, you can have that.
Right, well, so you have like an extra like a container that has the water in?
Yeah, and it has a little hose on there. I think you can even get them heated.
What, built into cars, or do you buy that as something that you add to your car?
No, I think it's something. I think it's like a factory fit option on some cars, on like sort of 4x4s. Recreational vehicles. You could do something like that. It'd be quite handy.
How very, very posh.
I know. Well, sometimes it's what you need. If you've got a dog that likes water, and you don't want them going into your car. Wet and stinky, that's a good thing. Or you just train them like my dog does, and he cries. If there's a big puddle, he cries and asks for someone to lift him up. So he doesn't
he won't go in it?
No, he's a Staffordshire Bull Terrier. He doesn't like the water.
Oh.
Yes, he's there looking all butch, like he's Bill Sykes' dog from Oliver, and then crying because he won't go past the big puddle.
Oh, that's hilarious.
But imagine your dogs like the water, don't they?
Oh, well, Mac, absolutely, any sign of water, he's straight in there. Molly's taking a little bit more time to
Which isn't a bad thing, is it? Or do you want them to go swimming?
Well, I tend to, so if it's muddy at the minute and we're walking them around the fields and they get muddy, I tend to, as we come back, and the last field we walk through before we get to our house, there's a little like brook. So I tend to sort of chuck the stick in there so that they get washed off.
Oh, that's
Because
a
they
good
hate
idea.
being hosed. That's the weird thing, is they love the water, but they hate being hosed down.
Yeah.
However,
Well, I like a bath, but I'm not keen on someone hosing me down.
no, but
when
I
I'm
was going to follow that up with, if I'm washing the car
Yeah.
and using the hose, you
Yeah.
can guarantee they'll both want to come out then and be sprayed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but if you then spray them after their walk, not so keen. Figure that one out.
That doesn't make any sense at all. But
Yeah.
then dogs are
That's
generally-
border collies for you there, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
They just don't make any sense full stop,
No,
really.
they don't really. Made a bit of a muddle with that, but it doesn't matter. Right, just carry on stitching around here.
It's great
So-
that we take, I mean, obviously we're chatting away, but it's great to watch you and sort of take your time over putting one of these together. It can be, you know, something which can be, you're not going to do it in 10, 20 minutes, but it can be a nice
No.
sort of day-long project, can't
No,
it?
what I would do, I'd say if you're going to be making one of these, the first one, I would just say because of the way the velvet is, it's because it's very soft. It just takes a little bit of manipulating. If you're not going to be using it with anything else, I would suggest that you use some kind of wadding against it, just to give it a bit more structure. And when you come to do the straps, that can be a little bit fiddly, especially when you're doing the big strap. It's 45 inches long. And that can be quite a challenge when you're trying to sort of sew that together. So I found the best thing to do that was just to do a little bit of sort of tacking just to hold it all together. So that would be all I'd say. They're a lovely make to do, but don't attempt it if you're trying to do it in a rush. Spend a bit of time on it because you want everything to match up. You know, the fact that you've got the dies there, that is going to make everything a little bit easier to match up. It does make it a lot easier than cutting them by hand. But I would suggest that you spend a bit of time doing it. Don't rush into it.
And like you said, you know, it's nice, isn't it, that you can now kind of make these as gifts for family members, for friends.
Yeah.
Nice little side hustle as well, little
Yeah.
business maybe.
Absolutely. I mean, I think these would sell so well at craft fairs.
Yeah.
These little bags. Like you say, there's so many different things you could use them for. I do love the idea of making them into sort of little bridesmaids bags. You know, if you could have them in the colour of the bridesmaids' outfits.
Yeah. Keep that confetti in there, you mean?
Yeah,
The
or just, the thing is, if you're a bridesmaid, as I know, because I'm a bridesmaid very soon, you've got no pockets. I did ask for pockets, but I've got no pockets. So where do I put my phone? Where do I put my obviously I don't need my keys, but where are you going to put your lipstick? All those sorts of things. I'll probably cry, so I need to redo my makeup. So these would be really handy. If you had these in your bridesmaids' outfits, you could almost carry these on your wrists or with you, or that little wristlet one, and your flowers. You know, that would work quite well.
Yeah. I also like the idea as well, as you said, of like ladies taking them on a night out for all of the essentials rather than having to lug around a massive handbag.
It's gone are those days where you put your handbags on the floor and dance around them. Yeah. That used to be quite a good fun. All those years ago. In fact, the first time I went out to a club, my friend lent me a little bag, and it was exactly like, it was smaller than this, but it was literally something that just went around your wrist, that kept your money in there.
Yeah.
And your key, your single key, because you didn't need any more than just the key to get you through the front door to get home.
Back in the good old days.
With no phone, you know, because you had a phone.
Oh yeah.
then. Yeah.
And if you did have a phone back in those days, it wouldn't have fitted in this bag.
No, you'd have to have someone carry it along for you.
Yeah.
All those things, all those many years ago. Right, so I'm just coming to the very end of this piece of thread, so I'm just going to finish it off here. I've almost stitched around the whole part. So I would obviously be doing this much quicker, but I'm just doing a really quick stitch to secure it in place for the moment. Like that there.
Peter Booth joins us on YouTube
Hello.
saying, I'm working hard today, but I've got to find some time for Crafters TV.
Of course.
Hey Ben, says Peter. Hey Peter. I hope you're doing okay.
There you go. Right, so you can see here, we've got the lining all in the bag. It's not quite finished, but almost done. Zips up, then you've got your little straps that go around the outside. If I put a few things in there, it can puff that up a little bit more, give you a better idea as to how much, what that looks like. There you go, that's a bit better. You can see
Oh, amazing.
what that bag looks like with those straps there. And then I should give this a little bit of a press, but you've got that little bag and a little square bag. So that's what it would look like with lots of structure in it. And this is what it looks like with nothing, just with the velvet and some cotton lining fabric.
Amazing, absolutely love that. You guys are loving it too. It's our brand new launch today where you are going to be getting, well, both of the die sets for you to be able to make the little raindrop bag and also the cube. All of the dies that you need are within those two sets right here. Also, just worth bearing in mind down the front as well, you do get the hardware to go with it as well. So, and these are super cute. So you've got your little D-rings.
Yep.
In the rainbow. You've got your little lobster clasp, also with that rainbow effect. And then you've also got your little triangle rings as well, also in that rainbow. Peacock, your touch of velvet, and also that blueberry included as well. And as I said, all of those dies to be able to make not only the raindrop wristlet, but your cube crossover bag too. A lovely, lovely launch. I think it's a great price as well today. Should be £90, $112. Saving $20.97 or $26.85. Platinum price, you're down to $55.97 or $68.64. Right, let's have a little break. Cannot believe we are an hour into the show already, so let's take a short little break. And when we come back, we shall have a look at the brand new Mac Hour fabric.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. So, join our family of craft experts with live tutorials and demonstrations every day. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products here on Crafters TV. Get creative and craft along with our amazing deals. Your next craft project is only a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week or watch on catch up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook or our YouTube channel. You can chat to us, craft along and meet new friends in our online crafting community.
You entertain us, you give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
You're all our time with each other! You're not through to boot camp, get off!
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. So, stop what you're doing and enjoy the fun here on Crafters TV. Here at Crafters TV, it couldn't be easier to get your hands on the latest crafty must-haves. Leave the hard work to us while you shop from the comfort of your own living room. Head to the Crafters Companion website to see our full crafty range, or hit the Shop the Day button to see all the new and exciting products featuring on Crafters TV. Once you've filled your cart, leave it to us to get your crafty goodies to you in super quick time, so you can get on with being creative. Crafters Companion, making crafty shopping a breeze.
We get to know people from places and walks of life that we wouldn't come across in our everyday life if it wasn't for Crafters TV and doing what we do.
I got so many lovely comments from people when I started doing the presenting, and it was just really such a lovely feeling. And it's nice that people keep messaging in. We see the same people. We know you can build up that kind of relationship with those people. So it's just the fact that people like what we do and they're pleased. And I do love it when people send us photographs of the items that they've made.
We talk about customers, but really they go in as a customer, come out as a friend. The support that I get is amazing. The messages I get are amazing.
Me personally, it is personal interaction. I've never had the best of health. I've always been open about that with our viewers at Crafters TV. So many people are in the same situation as me health-wise. Other people have got a completely different health issues. They understand and they relate to what I'm going through, what others are going through. So whether we interact on a crafting basis or whether we interact on a health basis, a personal basis, we're all there to support one another. It is incredible.
The reaction of viewers when they come to meet us
is worth all of the early mornings when we have to get up for our early morning shows.
Some of the customers come on as craft ambassadors and things like that, craft along with us, and being able to actually chat with them on air. I love it. I really love that connection with them.
We've had lots of shows where we've done like craft alongs, especially where we've had viewers craft along with us. We had a particular viewer, Joy, who joined us once before, and she literally made me cry on air, and Joe, because the things she said about us, it really was quite humbling that there are people out there that watch us and invite us into their living rooms and really treat us like family.
Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for checking out your baskets. Mariah just saying before we're going to show you this new fabric, she says, I want to know about Becky's bridesmaid dress.
What I'm wearing? Yes, so I'm a bridesmaid on the 31st of March.
Is that?
Yeah.
How quickly it's come round?
Yeah, I know. So the bridesmaid dress is too big.
Ah, yes.
Very
Because
pleased.
also, and I said this to you yesterday, you're looking like you've lost weight.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I have lost a little bit of weight. I'm sure I'll put it all on really quickly. I'll just need to look at a bar of chocolate. Also,
Same.
the eating of the bars of chocolate put weight on. But yeah, it's very pretty. It's in like it's the same colour as my bangle, actually, the dress. So it's a very pale jade colour. It looks nice. I'll send some, when I'm there, I'm going to do some photos. Well, George is doing the video, so...
Oh, George.
George, yeah. George is doing the video for us, yeah. So,
What, for the whole day?
yeah,
You've
yeah.
got George to do it?
Yeah, I have. I know, exciting. With the drone and everything. So,
Oh, yeah, he's got a drone licence.
So he's coming. He said to me, he's going to stay overnight in London, and then I'm going to head to the wedding, which is in Hampshire, sort of near Portsmouth. And I said, oh, right, whereabouts in London are you staying? He said, oh, it's quite close to the river. And I said, oh, where? In Richmond, which is like 10 minutes from my house. And I was like, if I'd known, you could have just stayed at my house, if that's what you were going to do. But yeah.
Ah,
So it'll be good fun, I'm sure.
exciting. Mates rates as well?
Mates rates.
Yeah.
Nothing's cheap when it comes to a wedding, does it?
No.
But this is my gift to my niece and nephew. Well, not my niece and nephew. Could ever get married, it'd be weird. My niece and her husband to be.
Yeah.
So it'll all be good, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And if there are some awful bits, I can get George to delete them out of the video.
Yeah.
See, clever. Up here for dancing, down here for doing something else.
No, other way around.
Yeah, that's it.
That's 2 weeks today then.
Yeah.
Wowzers.
Yeah.
There you go. Now you're up to date on the wedding news. Let us have a look. What's that? Christine's doing beef burgers.
Oh.
Although, I can eat the beef burgers, but just not the onion rings and the chips and everything that goes with it. And I can eat cheese, just not the trimmings.
Please stop talking about food.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm starving.
New fabrics. We have a look through this. Mac Hour. I've got it all in order, Johnny. I actually got this out of the packet and I put it all in order, so you will find, as long as your details on the screen are in order. Oh, it's not that one first. So brand new Mac Hour fabric. I feel like this has got a bit of like a chinoiserie sort of feel to it. A lot of these fabrics. And again, for people perhaps who haven't heard about, is it Mac Hour, or what do you say, Macawa?
I've got no idea. I say Macawa. I've got quite a few of their fabrics. In fact, some of the fabrics that I think I've got on the show tomorrow are from them as well. They're very good quality. They wash well. They're 100% cotton. They're beautiful. They've got a lovely feel to them. They're not rough at all. They're really nice and soft.
I think some of these would look nice in the inside of the bags that you've been making as well.
Go on, Ben, say it.
What?
Go on, say it. What you always say.
I'll say it in a minute. That's the large flowers on dark blues. You buy this by the half metre, $5.59 or $8.39 for the price of all of these. This one is the large flowers on pink. Do you know what, actually, there's some it's coming. There's some really lovely, well, if I can hold it, really lovely designs here. I could imagine that these would look, this one, I mean, very nice in like a shirt, maybe like a summery, sort of flowery shirt would look very nice, that one. Becky, any chance maybe? Every show.
God,
any chance maybe a shirt out of this? There's some nice waistcoat material down here as well. Or maybe another cravat.
You don't wear the cravat I made you.
I do, I wear it on weekends around the village.
You went weekends around the village.
Around the village, yeah. When I go to the pub, I might have my monocle on. Good day, sir.
I think you should wear that cravat next time you do bowling.
Oh, yes!
Yes, I think
yes, I will. Next time I defend my World Championship bowling trophy, I will. I'll wear a monocle and my beautiful cravat. It's so funny, that cravat there is. It's like, oh, you've got a lovely cravat. What's on your cravat? Me. I'm wearing a picture of me. And
I've got loads of that fabric left. I made myself put some pyjamas in it.
Have you actually got a lot of fabric left?
Yeah, I've got. Probably not enough to make anything of any. I could maybe make you a waistcoat.
Could you actually?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I could.
But you won't.
No, when I get the opportunity, I'll give it a whirl. Well, I've got a few free days.
Not long to my birthday.
When's your birthday?
30th of April.
Okay. Well, what am I going to get for my birthday?
When's your birthday?
June the 20th.
Oh yeah, day before Craig and Debbie's.
Yeah.
I will get you a panini maker.
What, an in-car panini maker?
Yes. I'll go to John, who's very good with all things technical, and I'll buy a panini maker and get him to put a lead on it so you'll be able to plug it into your car. And that's the Ferns on Blue, by the way.
That's lovely, that one.
Yeah.
Very pretty.
What I love again about this, the Ferns on Blue, you then have in also pink. The green that you're going to say in a minute, the Ferns on Green, is really like super juicy. Really lovely sort of vibrant spring, summertime colours, these as well. That's the Ferns on Pink. And then you've got it on, is it just called Ferns on Green or is it called Ferns on Lime? It's quite a, it's sort of, would you say that's sort of a limey green?
Yeah, I would say. Yeah, it's very very bright. It's almost neon in places, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's very, very bright. But you're right. I think they work really well with, you know, you can use these as sort of blenders, but you're using them with some of our plain fabrics as well, make them go a little bit further. They're beautiful fabrics.
That's, again, $5.59 or $8.39. Ooh, next up, if you love your florals and your butterflies, this one is your Lotus on Black. Yeah, I thought that was more of like a navy blue, to be honest with you, but we'll go with black. This one, I think, again, it's got that sort of chinoiserie feel to it, which the next one also have, because the next one has got a heron on it, which is gorgeous.
What's the difference between a crane and a heron?
Well, one's on a building site and
Oh, that is appalling. It's Red Nose Day, it's Comic Relief Day. There should be funny jokes.
I can tell you the difference between a buffalo and a bison. You can't wash your face in a buffalo. Charlotte's going, what's a bison? That is, what's the difference between a crane and a heron? Cranes have shorter necks. Well, that has a long neck, so that's definitely a heron. It's got a long neck. Because I suppose long neck so that they scoop down and can catch the fish, isn't it?
Yeah.
You see? That's beautiful, that fabric there. I love the colour on there as well, that beautiful turquoise. That's stunning. And then, if you love your butterflies man, we've got 3 different colourways for your Butterflies Lake.
That is a waistcoat fabric, really.
I mean, that is, yeah, it is. Well, actually, for me, I'm kind of thinking that's more of a like cravat with matching
pocket square.
Pocket square. Yeah, very, very snazzy indeed. Your butterflies on blue. Then you've got the butterflies on turquoise. Yeah, butterflies on turquoise. I like the little splash of pink that you've got going through that with the like sort of occasional
pink.
Occasional pink, the occasional butterflies. Sort of look a little bit like kissy lips.
They do, don't they?
$5.59 or $8.39 for the half metre on the butterflies in turquoise.
Did you just do a little kiss there?
just blew you a little. What do you mean, where are the butterflies? What do you mean? The butterflies are all over it. Is that a joke, Charlotte? Zoom in. They're like wing to wing.
That's exactly the song I had in my head. Yeah.
When we're out together, dancing wing to wing.
Heaven.
I'm in heaven, and my heart beats so that I can hardly fly. And
That's the kind of song that I expect to be playing when I step onto the Orient Express.
Yes.
With my cloak.
Your cloak and your champagne and panini maker hidden underneath. Although you probably wouldn't need to take a travel panini maker on the Orient Express, would you?
I'd love to go on the Orient Express.
I'd love to do that as well. Let us know if you've been on the Orient Express. I would definitely be putting my monocle on and my cravat for that.
Yeah.
And
with
top hat.
your cravat with your picture of yourself on it.
I have got two top hats on now, look at that. Butterflies on turquoise. Turquoise. Dear. Butterflies on turquoise. £5.59 or $8.39. Lovely, lovely fabric. What I would say, and I'm not 100% sure on this, but from previous softer side shows, we never carry a huge amount of stockers when it comes to fabric. So if you see designs that you like, do jump in and grab it. In fact, I've just heard we don't have a lot of stock of the fabric, so please jump in and grab it. Loads of comments coming through. These fabrics are gorgeous, says Mariah. I'm trying so hard, says Michelle, to behave with all of those lovely fabrics because I have so much I still need to use, but Crafter's Companion isn't making it easy. If you do love these, please make sure that you grab them because, as I say, stock-wise, we do not have a lot of any of the colours at all. Mariah says we should make Ben a velvet waistcoat in pink. I'd love a pink waistcoat. I'd wear it. Mariah says herons curve their necks into an S shape, and when they are flying, they pull them totally back, while cranes stick their necks out.
I didn't know that.
Thank you, Mariah. I did not know that. Adrian says, Ben, you're doing so well, demonstrating the fabric and folding it forwards. Oh, folding it afterwards. Thank you. I used to get in trouble with producer Erin in the fact that when I used to demonstrate that I didn't fold it back up well enough, and she always used to tell me off. So now I make sure I practice that.
You're frightened of her still, even though she left like a
Even though
year
she's
ago.
gone back to the States.
Yeah.
I still hear her
She's
in
got
my
a long
ear.
arm.
Yeah, the long
No.
arm of the Erin. Fold it. Anyway, buddy bag star buy. This is incredible. I'll quickly rattle through these. £28 or $36 for a huge bundle of your buddy bags. This is in reference to what is coming later on tonight, 6 o'clock. We got a sales show with Tiffany. It's 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock Eastern now, isn't it? Because the times have changed. Really, really big show this is going to be. But this buddy bag star buy, you can get all of these for 28 quid. Incredible. What, I mean, seriously, you're going to get in there a Shelley. So Shelley, we've popped in some of our Pebeo gilding waxes. She's included in the deal. You've then also got Teresa, who I kind of see as like a smaller version of Shelley. We've just got a lovely selection of our pots of glitter in there. Also in the bundle, you've got Barbara. Our Barbara's got some of our re-inkers, some of those Midas ink pads in there as well. You've got 2 plastic cases on the inside there too. Then you've got, that's Terry. Again, designed beautifully to hold pens like your illustrators and your classiques. Who else are you going to get in here? You're going to get Dawn. Dawn for soft crafters. Look at that. Perfect for holding some of your threads and your reels in there. 1, 2, 3, 4 plastic cases within Dawn. Next up is Monica. Nobody. Usually someone starts going, a little bit of Monica in my life.
My head did.
Did it?
Yeah.
Feel free to sing if you...
Okay, I will, yeah.
Again, loads of room inside Monica there for storing all sorts of goodies. Denise.
Don't know the rest of it.
That was Blondie. Denise, I mean, we've put in some foam pads in there. I think this would be quite nice for storing, well, we have actually, yeah, put some dies in there as well. But again, you've got 3 pockets inside Denise, all see-through, all with the hook and mesh loop around the outside, around the outside, around the outside. Then you've got... Whoop, whoop, whoop. Merle the Pearl, again, perfect maybe for holding things. I mean, we've got in here some of our paint brushes, but you could put some of your knitting needles potentially, some of your bigger tools in there, ribbons. This would hold things like your ink pads in there too, but she's a little bit taller, a little bit longer. And then last but by no means least, is that Lisa? Yeah, it is, isn't it? Oh, I've got glitter. Where's that glitter come from? So I've got glitter everywhere. Not such a bad thing. Lisa, again, she comes with a plastic tray on the inside, but perfect for holding lots of your 12 by 12 pads. So all of that I've just shown you, £28 or $36, incredible value for money. And I know whilst lots of you already are, sorted with your buddy bags, for those who aren't, or maybe those of you just need extra storage, that is a brilliant collection to go for. Keep the ones that you need and then potentially give the other ones to friends, family members, fellow crafters. Great buy on that. We've also got another deal on one of the new buddy bags. Now, I lose track of time, but a few weeks back we launched 2 new goodie bags, Faylene and Chastity. Faylene was supposed to come in a bundle with Chastity today, but unfortunately Faylene has sold out. So we've just got on her own Chastity. So normally £12.99 or £14.99, £9.35 or £10.79 is the deal here. And once again, brilliantly designed. This one's great for the fact that if you have got a lot of those square ink pads, for example, this is going to hold them absolutely beautifully. I mean, you can obviously have this that way up to store them. You can turn it over this way, so they're nice and easily dispensed. But once again, it stores, well, let's see if the square ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 per pod there. So that's like 28 ink pads you could pop in there, no problem at all. And once again, all see-through, all white clean. You've got the hook and mesh loop there too, and the little handle to carry that around, or simply stores very nicely on your shelf. And you can select it really, really simply when you need to get to those ink pads or whatever else you've got in there. £9.35, $10.79 for Chastity, who is available on her own. And then another great deal on the Desk Made. Now, this has been so popular recently in various forms. If you want to go for the individual pods, maybe you've already got the base and a few of the pods already, we do have all of the individual items available individually. However, is that price right on the screen? £22.86 for the is that for everything?
And for all of the containers that you've got there as well?
Half price for platinum customers.
Wow.
We've kept the price from Tuesday, apparently. That is incredible. $29.06. Look, that's what it should be. I can't believe that. Johnny's just said, it says on his details there, so it has been confirmed. Wow, what a buy. That is incredible. If you've already got one of these, buy another one, because guaranteed you'll have more stuff to store in them. I always just like to show you the sizable base that you've got here. I know it's difficult to see in black, but also worth demonstrating that the base, it's a nice solid base. So if you are carrying all of the bits and pieces around in here, if that had a bit of a saggy base, potentially things would be falling out all over the place when you're taking them. But it's almost like you've got that tray, handy to store everything in, but then handy to carry everything around with as well. The back storage that you've got here, again, is massive. Just to show you, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of our 12 by 12 paper pads in there with, tons of room to spare. You're going to get at least another 4 in there, but also things like your guillotine will go in there. You'll be able to put your plates in there as well. It's a really, really big size. And once again, you've got pockets on the side, you've got pockets around the front too. And that's the whole sort of Tiffany ethos, isn't it? Is that making sure that you've got space for everything, and then kind of like more storage than you think that you'll need. This bin, again, I've heard Tiffany talk about this one before, saying that sometimes she will use this as a bit like a garbage bin, if you like. So if she's doing die cutting or whatever it might be, and she's got bits and pieces all over the place, she can just pop them in there and then chuck them in the bigger trash can later on. But you can see we've just chucked loads of bits and pieces in there. This it's like a smaller version of this one here. So again, for holding some of your smaller plates, maybe for your junior, for example, maybe for popping some of your dies into as well. You've got the little tool holder there too. This one's really super cute because on the inside of the tool holder, you've got the little tabs. So once again, if you really want to have sort of 3 compartments, you can do like we've done. So we've got our pens and sprays, we've got some of our tweezers in there, and then more of our pens. If you don't want those tabs in there, you can simply take those out and have that as a bigger space. By the way, each and every one of these little tubs comes with clips for you as well. You've got your pen holder, pretty self-explanatory, but that's going to hold tons and tons of your pens in there. And again, another little really, really handy caddy for popping in papers or tools, whatever it might be. It comes with, as I say, pods for each and every one of it. Sorry.
Clips,
thank you, for each and every one of the pods that you're getting within the system, plus 10 more clips included as well. That is an incredible buy. What I would be thinking about here is getting the full system for an incredible deal, $22.86 or $29.06, and then potentially filling it up because you've still got more room to add more if you want to do that. So maybe you want to buy another one of the pen holders, maybe you want to buy another one of the tool holders and add those into your basket. That is a sensational buy, and I have a feeling that that will be selling out at some point over the course of the day today. Right. By the way, the big Totally Tiffany show coming up this evening from 6 o'clock with Tiffany. Get in early because, again, I tell you what, it might be one of those shows where we are struggling to fill the 2 hours because stock levels, if you're thinking we've got hundreds and hundreds, we're down to double figures on the majority of the stock that we've got across those shows. So if you see something you like, particularly that desk made, get in nice and early. Loads of comments coming through. I tell you what, I will read those in just a second, but let me show you what we're going to be moving on to. The original Build-A-Block Patchwork system. Again, look at the price on this. This is £100 you should be paying, $140. It's £39.99 today, or $55.98. Within the box itself, you've got your square die set. You're going to get your half and quarter square triangles, plus a full booklet in here. And as you can see, it's going to allow you to make your patchwork blocks in all of the sizes on the front here. These, again, for those of you who haven't used them, all about, saving you time, all about if you're wanting to get into quilt making, into patchwork, but you just get so bored of having to do all of the measuring and kind of even worry about all of the measuring, then this is a great system to go for, because I can only imagine how frustrating it must be that if you measure slightly wonky once, you're then setting everything else out, aren't you, wonky?
Yeah.
But with this system, it never happens.
It doesn't happen. It's a real game changer, being able to use this, definitely. So they've got, being able to cut multiple layers in one go, that makes a big difference, definitely.
Yeah, again, with this one, $39.99, $55.98, the original builder block, and actually, I mean, we'll show you them later on. We have got loads, bay leaf, the Rob Peter to pay Paul, the pineapple builder block, loads and loads of the builder blocks on an unbelievable deal, and they're kind of, use them individually if you want, but then they are, of course, add-ons to the original builder block as well. We're going to have a little look at this now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's do it.
I make no qualms about this, because I think when I first started doing patchwork and quilting, the standard things that you're going to be using are squares, half square triangles and quarter square triangles. They are, your bread and butter. And being able to cut them out like this makes a big difference, because if you're going to be working on a design that maybe has sort of small 2.5-inch squares, and you're going to have to make them to cover a whole of a double bedspread, you are going to be there for hours and hours, if not days and days, cutting all of those little squares. And like you say, you're slightly out with them, then everything's out. You only need to be 1 millimetre out. By the time you stitch all those together, you are many centimetres out. So being able to have this, be able to cut them multiple layers in one go, makes a big difference. So your top, see, I've taken them in and out, but you've got one drawer that's got your quarter square triangles, half square triangles, and your squares, and they have this little roadmap on them, which shows you the sizes of everything in here, and everything fits quite snugly into place. A little tip that Leanne told me is, whenever you're working on a project, put all the other pieces of fabric that you're using inside the little box, and it keeps them all in the right place, which is really, really handy. Sarah tends to write onto here what number and what sizes everything is, just writing onto here, rather than relying on this, but you're going to get that in there anyway. The booklet is invaluable, so the booklet will show you step by step how to create all the different designs, and it would give you some advice as to how to put everything together. So for example, you've got here all of these different designs that you can create with those squares and half square triangles and quarter square triangles, and these aren't the ones in the booklet, aren't the only ones you can do. On the box you can see there are a few.
What is that, just from the dies in the
and that's not
box?
everything. So
Incredible.
that's not all of them. If you look online, you'll be able to find plenty more. They are, honestly, squares, half square triangles, quarter square triangles, they are your bread and butter when it comes to quilting, because you're going to be able to make so many different designs. If I show you here, I've got a few samples, a few, not many at all. So you can see here all these different designs. I'm going to flick through them really quickly.
Wow.
They're obviously made in different fabrics, so some of them have been duplicated, but you can see all of those different designs using a mixture of just squares or ones with triangles. You're getting that chevron kind of effect. You're getting loads of different ones. Hunter Star, I think that's the Ninja Star, or Windmill, that one. That's the Sawtooth Star. You've got all these different designs. This one creates a
wow.
little basket.
Oh, it's like a little ice cream glass, that one.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Lots and lots of different designs you've got in here. And I'm flicking through them really quickly so you can see all the different ones you can do. And obviously we're just using, generally we're using plain fabrics in here. You're using different kinds of colour. This one is really lovely. Different kinds of fabric, you can get different effects from them too, but you can see plenty of different designs that you can get in here. A few more like that. So that's a big example of the different types of ones you can have.
Yeah.
Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some of the fabric that we've got on the show today. So I'm going to just open mine up. I'm going to be using a design. Oh, why can I not get this open? I'm going to be using this design here. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? I'm going to be using this one, which is your hourglass. So we've got 2 squares made up of 2 triangles, half square triangles, and then we've got 2 squares made up of 4 squares as well, and that's how we're going to be creating that. Now with the booklet, you'll see that some of these blocks can be made in all sizes, and some of them can only be made in certain sizes. So you just need to take that into account when you're sort of creating things. So we're going to do an 8-inch block. So I need 8 2.5-inch squares, and I need 4 4.5 half square triangles. So I'm going to find those. So I want half square triangles, and I said 4.5 inch. So looking at my little booklet, I can see that 4.5 inches is this one down here. It's that one that I've already got a little bit of tape on it from last time I used it, because I wasn't very good at clearing it up. And then I'll pop down here, and I'm going to get my squares. And the squares that I need for this are 2.5 inches. So again, I'm going to look at my little booklet. I know that that's the 3rd smallest size, which again is this one here. So I'll put that all in place. And these are what I want to cut. So I've already pre-cut a couple of pieces of fabric, and then I'm going to place my triangle there.
How many layers do they go through?
So I'm going to go through, you can go through 4,
Okay.
8, sometimes 10, depending on the kind of fabric that you're using. If it's a little bit less, a little bit thicker fabric, you might get less. So if you're going to use something like tweed or denim, you might only get 3 or 4. So I'm just going to lay those out. So I'm going to cut those, and so I'm going to cut through 8 layers on this one.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
My cart is about to burst at the seams, says Rosalind. I see what you did there. But get checking out. Michelle's saying I really need one of those desk maids for my nightstand. They are very handy for...
That's quite a good idea.
Yeah.
We automatically think of craft, but actually, you get your, if you've, medication, books, your glasses.
TV remote.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely right. Mariah just saying, I just got the bag and velvet bundle, then fabric, and did I mention I bought fabric?
I'm not surprised. This fabric is absolutely beautiful. The colours are gorgeous. I wish I'd asked for more. I only got a bundle with everything in it, and I wish I'd got bigger bundles because I think it's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Really nice. I'm going to move that just a little bit further away, because what I don't want to happen is for that dye to slip underneath that dye. There, so I'm going to use plenty of tape this time. I was watching, I think it must have been Debbie, all the other craft experts, when they're using the low tack tape and they're doing paper craft, they just tape onto the cards. I always tape my fabric onto the plate. I don't know why. I think it's because it tends to move, because it can be a bit slippery. So I always put it onto the plate as well. But
oh yeah, but I suppose if the dies are taped to the thing that you're cutting, it doesn't matter too much.
I don't know whether it's because, I don't know why I do that. Just a habit, I suppose. That's sort of what I've ended up doing. So my fabric plate's always covered in a piece of tape. That's how I can know but they are my fabric plates.
Just to say as well, Michelle, the price on the builder block is right. It is right, that on the screen down there. It is half price. You say it can't be right. It's too low. It is too low, but it is right. So make sure you try it. It's a great price today, isn't it, Becky, to give this a go? If you've seen the builder blocks previously and thought, can't stretch to 100, but £40.
And I think, you know, they'll be the things that you use again and again. And I went to a quilt shop a little while ago, and I said to the ladies, do you know we do these dies? And they were like, what are you talking about? And I was like, oh yeah, you just put it through the machine and it's all cut out. And they were like, what? I was like, yeah, no, and they are a proper quilting shop.
Seriously?
And they didn't realise there was something that was so quick and so easy to make by doing this. So you can see that they've cut out perfectly. So we've got all those triangles, and we've also got our squares down here. Just got a bit of tape on that one.
It's like, how long will it take you to do that?
Oh, ages.
By hand?
Absolutely
like
ages. Just trying to got a bit of tape on that bit. Let's cut that off. It would take far longer than I've got, really, and I would have lost interest part of the way. Well,
especially if you cut one slightly on the wonk as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ruins the whole project.
And I think for everybody that sews, the fun bit is putting it all together. It's not cutting it all up.
Measuring.
It's putting it all together, yeah, exactly. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the squares, and we want to put squares together like that. And then we want to do the same over here. So we want squares like that with these beautiful colours like that. So that's going to form one section. So we want two of those, and then we want two of these with the triangles.
Which one are you making?
Like this. I'm making hourglass.
An hourglass?
Yeah, it's called an hourglass.
Oh, your glass?
Not my glass, your glass. It's hourglass.
Hourglass.
Hourglass. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do two of these. So we're just going to put these right sides together. So already taken into account in that builder block is your 1/4 inch seam allowance. So you just need to make sure you're stitching everything with a 1/4 inch seam allowance, and everything should then match perfectly. So what I'm going to do to save time is I'm going to chain stitch these. So I'm just going to stitch all of these in one go rather than stop and starting. So let's put these all together like that. And then this one here, like that. So on your diet, Ben, what's the worst thing, what's the thing you miss the most?
Everything.
What?
Everything.
Everything.
I'm doing the Michael Mosley Fast 800.
Right.
So
is that Moseby?
Mosley.
Oh.
You know Michael Mosley?
No.
Yeah, you do. He's always on TV.
I don't know if I do I?
Yeah, you know him if you saw him. He's Mosley, not Moseby.
Okay.
And so it's, well, I'm doing 3 weeks. It's basically like a 3-week fast, 800 calories a day.
Yeah.
And then like with most diets after that, which I think people probably agree with, then if you try to go back normally, you then end up putting all the weight back on.
Yeah.
So what you do with him, and I think it's quite sensible actually, because I do think I overeat sometimes. So you go from, you can do the 800 for as long as you want. So I'm going to go 3 weeks.
Right.
And when you finish, you go on to a 5-2.
Right.
Which is where you can sort of eat normally-ish for 5 days. And then you have 2 days where you drop to your 800.
So you've got to eat normally-ish, but you've got to be careful. You can't go completely mental.
You can have like you can have the odd day where you have a blowout. Because if you're thinking you're having like 2 days a week where you're hardly eating anything,
yeah,
it kind of balances itself out a bit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you couldn't then, do 3 weeks like this and then go back to having 5 pizzas and burgers and a chocolate gatto every day.
8 bars of chocolate.
8 bars of chocolate, yeah. That's what it is. So yeah, it's been alright actually. I wouldn't say I'm not really hungry, but I just, when you're not eating, you think about food more, don't you?
Yes.
So I'm not hungry, but I could, if I let myself go, I could very easily just go and stick 10 quid in the vending machine and just eat everything in there. But I'm all good, I've got some...
Well, even the jelly babies?
I probably would even in this case, yeah. But I've got some lovely eggs to look forward to. So what I try and do is I snack in the day, sorry Johnny, I snack in the day on like, I've got eggs, I've got celery. I bought some fish sticks in today for a change. Cause I normally have
Lovely.
cheese.
The green one's going to smell delicious. Eggs and fish sticks.
You're glad you're over there, aren't you? And then, so I snack in the day, then when I get home at night, I've usually got like, you know, a few calories left over to like have like some meat and veg or something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like last night, Laura made these like chicken and, what were they? Chicken and hummus burgers, I think they were.
Oh, they sound nice.
But with them with like loads of veg, like with like loads of like tray roasted veg. So yeah. So yeah, hopefully lose, you know, just a couple of pounds. The temptation as well, of course, is to get on the scales every day, isn't it? But
Yeah.
there's no.
They always say not to, don't they?
Yeah, no good in doing that. Once
No.
a week. But yeah.
There was
Because you've lost weight. Are you specifically dieting? Did you do a specific diet?
As a diet, I'm not eating very much at all. Really, 600 calories a day.
600 calories.
Yeah.
What, are you still doing that now?
No, I won't be doing that. No, not when I'm up here. I get too tired. But when I'm at home, I've been trying to stick to it, or sticking to it for the majority of the day. But then, you know, it gets to the evening, and I'm just like, oh, I've got to eat something.
Yeah.
My what do they call them when you sort of give yourself a treat? You know, 'cause
your
you've done
sins.
well. Yeah, mine are always related to food. You know, people say, oh, you know, I'll watch my favourite TV show, and I just think, I'm going to eat a.
I'll eat a cake, thanks.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I don't think watching an episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer is going to make me want to not eat chicken. But there were there were sort of a few things, like my daughter's birthday was that last week before last? So we had a big, went out for a nice meal for that, and I had a couple of cocktails. So I haven't stuck to it religiously at all, but I have tried to be, you know, less bad, I think is probably the best way
It's
of saying
really hard as well. So I mapped out these 3 weeks because I knew, other than like Mother's Day, which I can get around, I knew that there wouldn't be any temptations of like, I'm not really going out and doing anything, do you know what I mean? Or going to the pub or that kind of stuff, because that's when it gets difficult, isn't it? If you've got like a night out or like a special occasion.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're like, oh, I'm going to have to eat pudding and everything. But
For me, it's cheese.
Huh?
For me, it's cheese.
Oh, I can eat cheese on this.
I mean, can you? As much cheese as I would want to eat.
Well, only 800 calories.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not as much cheese as you want to eat.
That's not really, is it?
800 calories in cheese is just like a tiny
small cube.
little cube. That's it.
But yeah, whilst I talk about chocolate a lot, I do like chocolate. But if I had the option, when I have go out for dinner, I always go for the cheese board.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I do. I like a cheese board. I'm quite sophisticated like that.
You use that well sophisticated,
well
mate.
sophisticated.
Bring on a cheese board.
Yeah, I like a cheese board.
So you'd have a cheese board over a bit of Gattox, would you?
Oh yeah, definitely. I would definitely, always. So you can see here, I've done my 2 pieces, so they're just the same, but kicked about, if you know what I mean, opposite way round.
What
And
material is your ironing board made out of, says Sarah?
Some old bit of grey cotton, like cotton sheeting, nothing very exciting. So we're going to put those 2 pieces together. Now, when I'm stitching the small pieces, I don't tend to pin them because I don't feel the need. But when it gets to this part, because I want to make everything match up, I am going to pin it all together, like so. Yeah, I think when you're on a diet, you're just obsessive about food, aren't you? Because it's the thing that you're denying yourself.
Yeah.
That loveliness.
It's the stuff I miss is like I miss bread. I love having toast in the morning. I love having a sandwich. But bread's a baddie, isn't it?
It is.
Biscuits I miss. I love a biscuit in the evening.
What biscuit? What biscuit would you go
creams.
for? Custard creams.
And shortcake as well.
I love custard cream.
And beer as well. It's the 3 B's for me: bread, beer, and biscuits.
That's a meal in itself, isn't it?
That's the 3
Yeah.
gone. That's Johnny's just saying that's just the diet. That's all you need. Johnny's just saying that's his life: beer, bread, biscuits. Yeah. Johnny says,
Well,
you want to see what I
order
do when I get home? That's it. Beer first, then he has a biscuit sandwich. Ow. That's it. That's it. And crisps as well is the other thing. Crisps. I absolutely love. I could quite happily, Johnny, shush, crisp sandwich. I could quite happily give up chocolate and not eat that for a year. But crisps, I could give up chocolate for a year, I reckon. Not crisp though. The Pringles I absolutely love. Probably salt and vinegar or cheese.
Oh, really? I don't like salt and vinegar.
I like the cheese and onion as well.
Not sour cream or barbecue, Texas barbecue.
No, that's the worst flavour, Texas barbecue. No. The
But
really salted ones are good as well because I think those are quite nice in like dips and stuff when you've got like your salsa dips and your guac and stuff.
We're always talking about food. When I went on holiday, I went to someone's house. We had some drinks with some dips, and we had Philadelphia mixed up.
Lovely.
Mixed up so it's nice and soft, and then with a drizzle of what's it called? Drizzle of sweet chili sauce over the top.
Ooh.
Delicious.
Oh,
nice.
yes.
So we've got this here. We've got that finished off now. Now all I want to do now is I'm going to get some strips of fabric and I'm going to stitch those around the outside.
The outside.
And this is going to form the basis of a little tote bag that we're going to make later on in the softer side. So I'll just go ahead and put these pieces here now.
Anne's saying with the builder blocks, great the way that the triangles already have the dog ears taken care of. Makes it much easier when you're sewing them to the squares.
It absolutely does.
I bought the Bab, says Mariah, and it's absolutely more than worth what it's on sale for now. Grab it if you haven't. Absolutely, Mariah, thank you. And Rosalind says, I've just added quilting to my crafty cache last year. Cache? And the Bab Plus system, Builder Block Plus system, came in handy cutting out those little squares and triangles. Good question from Wendy. I know we did sort of half cover this, but it's fine because I know people join all the time. Wendy's wondering how many layers of fabric can you run through at one time with the dyes, Becky?
Officially we say 6.
Yep.
But 8 or 10 is possible as well. But each machine is slightly different, so I would say that you just need to work out what works for your machine. I'd say you're pretty safe with 6 with any kind of cotton, quilting weight cotton. If you're going to be cutting something with like interfacing on it or something like that, assume that's going to be another layer. But you know, if you take it, you take it off and you see that it's not quite cut properly, you can always run it through again if you've cut too many layers.
Yeah.
But things like tweed and denim, they're going to need longer. Calico, well, you'll be able to cut less rather. Calico will be the same because it's quite a dense fabric. So I'd probably say 4-6 layers of calico if you're going to be using calico.
Okay.
I just went to stitch that and then I unfortunately ran out of thread in my my little spool, so I'm going to have to do that. But what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to put these pieces of fabric around the edge like this, just to finish that off. And then when we come back later on today, we're going to do the same sort of thing with another block, and we're going to make a little tote bag.
A tote bag?
Tote bag. Toad bag.
You said a tote bag. Put your frogs in.
Actually.
Yeah. Oh, pardon you.
Two toads? I reckon two toad bag. Do you not think? 8 toads.
Toads
are big.
Toads are big, Charlotte.
Toads are like a really big sandwich. They're like that, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
They're big, like that.
Well, you've just held the toads.
Well, last time I haven't held a toad, but the last time I saw a toad was when I was in China, and they were asking me which toad I wanted to eat for dinner.
Oh,
and,
no.
Yeah, they're live in a bucket. I was like, no, I don't. I just have a stir fry with vegetables, thanks.
Yeah.
What? No eel. Nope. No, that's all right. No toad. Nope. No crickets. Nope.
No,
I'm all right. I'll make do with vegetables today.
Oh. Dear, oh dear.
They're quite knobbly as well. The warty toads.
Oh.
But they taste like chicken.
What?
Apparently,
They taste like chicken?
Apparently. I don't know, I haven't eaten one, but I imagine they like frog's legs. I've eaten frog's legs and they taste like chicken.
I went to a restaurant the other day. I said to the waiter, I said, excuse me, have you got frog's legs? He said, yeah. I said, well, hop over there and get me a cheese sandwich. Come on, Charlotte, how can you not get that? Have you got frog's legs? As in, I'm asking if he's got frog legs on the menu. He says yes, so then I pretend that he has actually got frog's legs, so I tell him to hop over there. It's very funny, Charlotte. Charlotte's just gone, that sounds stupid. I got another frog-related joke. What kind of shoes do frogs wear?
Don't know.
Open-toed sandals. Johnny's got one. A little boy said, Grandad, when you make a noise like a frog, he said, why? Because Dad said to the little boy, when you croak, we get to go to Disneyland. That's a good one. Charlotte, that's stupid. Dear, oh dear. Mariah said, I had the strangest dream last night, and during one part, a large toad with teeth ate a small toad.
Oh, that must mean something.
It says, any dream analysis on that one? What sort of teeth did it have, Charlotte says?
Do they have pointy teeth or human? Yeah, human teeth's more frightening.
Human teeth or toady teeth?
Toady teeth. Do they have teeth?
Huh?
Do they have teeth?
I don't think they do.
I mean, do they have teeth?
No, they do. They have little
further
sharp.
back. You know, like a carp, because a carp has teeth right at the back of its throat, doesn't it?
What?
A carp.
A carp?
A carp, you know,
oh,
fish.
I don't know.
They have teeth, so you're not supposed to put your finger down the back of a carp's neck, because they'll bite your finger off.
Wheels have fallen off this show, haven't they? Just before we finish, you know the bag that you made, can we see it again, please? Because that's going to be de facto the demo of the show, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Oh, I should switch the iron off under there. This is the bag. So this is your new bag down here. You can see you've got your little pieces down here. Those little sort of straps down here. Beautiful. So you can stitch them all together like that. But this one's nice and soft and squishy.
Absolutely marvellous. That will go up on the shelf, and you could be voting for that as your demo of the day later on. Johnny can't find a dream analysis for toads eating toads. And thank you to Hillary, who says my jokes are so bad. I'm not telling you about my dreams. If you dream about toads, though, if you dream about giant toads, Johnny's just saying, it means you'll have success in a financial matter. So
it's a big toad eating a small toad. So
maybe that's like the big toad is the... Yes, put the lottery on maybe.
Yeah.
Eating maybe the big toad is like the lottery and the small toad is like debt or something.
Yeah.
It's eating the debt.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was your dream analysis news, and now you're up to date. If you want to go for the Builder Block $39.99, I just can't believe this price on it. It's incredible. $55.98. It's the original Patchwork Builder Block system, and you've got all of those bolt-ons, of course, as well, which we will show you in more detail during Softer Side in an hour's time. And just before we disappear as well, don't forget today's brand new launch, the multimedia dies, which allow you to create your very own cube crossover bag and your raindrop wristlet bag too. So you've got your 2 sets of dies there, 7 dies in total. Whoa, 20% of the stock has disappeared inside this show, which is incredible. Very, very popular indeed. And alongside that as well, don't forget, you will get all of your hardware, including the D-rings. You've got your triangles and your little lobster clasps included in there too, with the sort of rainbow effect on those. They're very snazzy. And then we're going to give you your touch of velvet fabric as well, and the blueberry, and then also the peacock too. Worth bearing in mind, of course, that it is International Quilting Day today as well, so lots of deals on the website that you'll be wanting to check out, particularly if you are a soft crafter, and of course those lucky dips for you too, where you can dip up to 5 times for £2 or $2 and receive some amazing lucky dip items. Right, there we go. We are done and or dusted. We will see you in an hour's time. Don't forget, Totally Tiffany is with us later on, 6 o'clock tonight. Shop that show, shop the day. The deals on that are flying out. It could well be, Tiffany and I will be putting on a song and dance routine during that show. Could even be an early finish. Just putting it out there because the stock is disappearing. Any Tiffany goodies you want, particularly that buddy bag bundle, that's going like the clappers. We will be back in an hour's time for Softer Side of Life with more bags, with more builder blocks, and probably more random chat as well. Until then, bye for now.